Okay, everybody, it's time to start. And now it's time for Chris Scott, the Makeup Gourmet. I am so happy. This is our second episode. And what's really cool about tonight's episode is that we're featuring a topic that was actually suggested by a viewer last week. So let's be really clear. Live chat is your tool to get the answers to the questions that you have about makeup. Now, I'm telling you, it's pretty freaky, but I know a lot about makeup. So please do not hesitate to ask any questions as I'm going on, and just type it into the live chat and let us answer it for you. I have Lori here today. She's going to be our model. The topic for today is blush and bronzer. The question last week was, how do I wear my blush and bronzer so that I don't overdo it? What's the trick? And what I'm going to share with you is how to make, as always, how to make skin look like skin, not like makeup. And that applies to everything that we apply to you, as well as blush and bronzer. So we're going to sort of chime into that as we go. But here's a surprise. We have a featured product today. Since we're talking about blush and bronzer, today's featured product is going to be the Sun-Kissed Bronze Bronzing Powder. I love this bronzer because it's, maybe I'll show it to you. Because it's not frosted. It's kind of a neutral color. You might think it's warm, you might think it's cool. I don't know, let's find out. Let me look at my hand. Yeah, you know, what's interesting is I see a lot of red in that. And red is really sort of a cool, stupid answer, warm color. So I would say this color is slightly warm, not because of the yellow that's in it, but because of the red that's in it. So that means you won't look too orange when you use this bronzer. So this cute little bugger here, it's my travel size because it's summertime and you're all going to be going out and about. So please start chatting on live chat. Let us know your questions about what you want to hear about. And one of you is going to get one of these sent to you. Compliments of who? The Makeup Gourmet. That's right. So, I realized that whole time I was showing the color that I wasn't showing it to you. You just saw this new slide that I showed. So here's the color. It's called Sun-Kissed Bronze. And like I said, it's kind of reddish. So it won't make you look orange. What else I like about it is there's no frost in it. Now, why I don't like frost in this stuff is people tend to, when they have this, they go, oh, I'm going to use this as contour. And contour doesn't glow. Contour is a shadow. And contour has no shimmer in it. So this will kind of save you in case you decide, I'm going to contour with my bronzer because I'm smart. This way it won't look, bad, basically, because you want shadows recede and glow sort of expands. You don't want your contour to expand. You want it to recede to create shape to the face. Make sense? Awesome. One other thing you should know before we start demonstrating today is that during the course of this episode and until midnight tonight, you all get a 20% cart discount. That's right. There's the coupon code right there in front of you, MugLive12. That's MugLive. It's season 1, episode 2. MugLive12. So take a note of that. And go to makeupgourmet.com. I put the URL there /shop. You have to put it in. It's in the main toolbar of the website. But if you want to like what you're seeing today, you should definitely get you some. And with 20% off, it's great. Now, just remember, this is good for all full-priced my retail products. Now, I have some value bundles that are online where I've sort of collected products that make sense, that go together. Those products are already 20% or more reduced. So you can just buy those separately. Don't put them in your cart or else the coupon code Wait, what's that coupon code again? Oh, it's MugLive12. As long as you put in Mug Life 12 on all full price products, you're going to receive the full discount. Now that's kind of cool. Like I was saying, what was I saying? Oh, I was talking about getting some products. That's what my shop page looks like. So if you go to the main page, you can just click on any of the areas of interest of concern, or not concern, but just areas of interest, and go shopping. All right. So with no further ado, my good friend Lori Lindberg.
Hey, hi Chris.
Hey Lori. So Lori scrambled from work. She texted me at about 5:30. She said, "Do you have a backup for tonight?" And I went, "It doesn't matter. Why? I mean, I'm cute. I could be the model." And she's like, "Because I don't think if I'm gonna. The light hasn't changed for 3-4 lights." That's what a caring, loving Lori Lindberg is. So we are very pleased to have her here. She made it in time, which is always good. Plus, I have a way of talking to fill in the time in case she just got here now, which she didn't. She's been here. All right. So let's talk about blush and bronzer. So Lori just came straight from work. So I haven't done a thing, promise, to her face. Not a thing. She just came straight from work. So she's like, I need some refreshment. I want to get some color back in my skin. So let's talk about what that means. So there's two ways I look at this. The first is, if I'm going to do bronzer and blush with my look, I like to do the bronzer first and then the blush. When I say then the blush, I mean the powder blush. However, if I'm going to do a cream blush, I am going to do the cream blush first and then the bronzer, because the way I apply the cream blush, it might just sort of disturb the bronzer because it's going to go right over it. You understand? So, it makes sense?
It's interesting.
It is interesting. Yeah. So, why cream blush versus powder blush? I have no idea. No, I do. So, cream blush is super cool, and it's actually my favorite, but it's a bugger to get right. It really looks like skin when you put it on. It just sinks into your skin, and that's what you want it to do, but you just kind of know what you're doing, and so that's what I'm going to share with you right now. First of all, I'm going to do cream blush. So Lori came straight from work. She has her work top on. She had a beautiful beige top. She said, should I wear my summery beige top, she said? And I went, nah, keep that on because it just don't matter. When you go shopping at makeupgourmet.com today, Mug Life 12 is your 20% cart discount. I have cream blush, which also is duo lip stain.
Ooh,
oh, nice.
I like that.
So I have two colors here. One is more pinky, and one is more sort of corally. Does your heart feel anything immediately?
I think that I tend to do better with pink.
We're going pink. How simple. Like my shirt. Like the G in Makeup Gourmet. Here we go. So, this is cream blush. A what? Cream blush. A what? Cream blush. Oh, cream blush. So what I do is I take my big fat middle finger, and what I like to do is I go tap, tap, tap. So I get a little bit of color on my finger. See what a small amount I have? So I didn't go swirl. Don't go swirl. Go tap. You're going to tap. I'm not touching it right now because I already did. Let me show you. I'm simulating. And get up over here. Tap. Tap. Like that. See? Okay, a couple more times. So I have a little bit on my finger. So I'm going to ask Miss Lori to turn her chin this way a little bit. Miss Lori, let's have you move a little bit closer to the camera. Let's just slide you in just a little bit more. That's right. You're doing good. See this beautiful cheekbone right here? So turn for this way. So you always have to honor the heart line, because if you get blush up underneath the eye, I'm going to be confused where you want me to look. So remember, here's the heart line. From the lip past the corner of the eye, that blush is going to start just outside that heart line, and it's going to go on the shelf of the cheekbone. Now, the shelf of the cheekbone is where the cheekbone first starts to roll outward, just like that. And we're going to go tap, tap, tap. So I got the blush on my finger. Here's the heart line just outside. I'm going to go tap. There's more product there. Wait, let's get more on there. Tap, less, less. I didn't get enough. Let's do more. I hate screwing up on camera, so I always do less, and then I build up. I think I got too much, so I'm going to take a little bit off. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Turn a little bit more and lean into that camera for me. This way. Turn your chin. See, you can see the 3 dots. 1, 2, 3. This one is darker. Then it goes medium. Then it goes light. Come on back. Now, with a different finger, not the one with the product on it, different finger, I'm going to start doing a circular motion. I'm not touching her yet. And then what I'm doing is I'm melting the product. Now, Lori can attest to the fact that I'm not trying to spread this on her skin. My touch is very light. I'm gently warming it, so it just melts into the skin. Now, what she's just got is a thin first layer of pure color that doesn't look like makeup because it's no thicker. What I applied is no thicker than the top layer of her skin, so it's part of her skin, not on top of her skin. Let's do more. So I'm going to do a little bit more. She's happy now. She's smiling. Try not to smile when you do your blush, by the way. You want to be really sad or, more philosophical. Just philosophical when you do your blush. So the face is calm. 1, 2, 3. So you do the exact same thing over again. Smooth finger, clean flinger. That's a weird word.
Keep your fingers off of me.
Keep your fingers off of me. And relax. Don't be happy. And I'm going to do soft circular motions just like that. Isn't that pretty? Just like that. And what happens is you can see, now just face the camera and then turn back and turn this way a little bit. Go the other way.
Sorry.
It's fine. You can see how the color is starting to rose up on her skin. So yummy, deliciously. Stay right there. Don't be happy. I'm going to go on the shelf of the cheekbone. Now, when I say shelf, it's the high part of the cheekbone. Now, you see it's 3 dots again. Yes, it is. Now, with my other finger that doesn't have anything on it, I'm going to do a nice circular motion, and I'm going to slowly, what I'm doing is I'm melting this product with the heat of my finger. Think of melting it, not spreading it. And by melting it, it smooths out on her skin so beautifully. Just like that. That's how you do cream blush. And I will tell you that I think it's a really good method because it looks like skin and it looks really pretty and she looks really pretty. So what I'm going to do is next I'm going to go to bronzer and I'm going to show you how really the purpose of bronzer, and then I will do my other method for powder blush on the other side of her cheek. So bronzer, you want to think of your bronzer as first color. Let's say it's lunchtime, you went out, you got your lunch, you sat down, you sat in some sun because it felt so good, you went back in the office around 2:30, 3 o'clock, your coworkers say, did you get some color? And you say, I don't know, did I? Because it's what we call that first color, where you start to first glow. So that's where you want the color to be and no place else. Because if you have bronzer anyplace else, you look like you got hit with the bronzer stick. It's really obvious. It's like a fake tan. It's like a bronzing tan. There's no nuance because color happens on our skin. Our skin produces color. And so you want to sort of enhance how and where the skin produces color so you simulate what your body already does. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, that is.
Did you know all of that information until today? Either did I. I think I just made it up. All right, here we go. So this is Sun-Kissed Bronzer. One of you is going to win this today. If we get some more live chat responses, we're looking for you. All right, so here's my bronzer.
Sun-Kissed Bronzer.
Sun-Kissed. That's right. This is the travel size. Hold that in your hand, or hold that up to the camera. How's that feel in your hand?
Easy. Oh, it's perfect. It's just a great travel size.
Perfect travel size. That's what she says. So I'm going to take a little brush here, and here's what I want you to do. I almost never swirl. It's really dumb, okay? Because what happens is stuff goes everywhere, and you get too much in your brush.
I know
Hate it. So here's what we do. Tap, 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 right? Oh, so gentle. Oh, so kind. Now I got color there. Now here's the deal. It's really hard to get too much, but if you feel like, crap, I think I got too much on the tip of my brush, just pat it on your hand a couple times. That's all you got to do. And if you really feel like you got too much, you tap it once or twice in your translucent powder. It sort of diffuses it like a soft veil on the brush before it touches the skin. Magic. So, here's what's going to happen. Lori, I want you to just lift your chin up and look up at the ceiling. Look up at the ceiling. So, And bring your chin down just a touch. That's perfect, perfect. So what's happening is you can see where light is hitting Lori first. That is where you want your blusher to go because you are, again, simulating first color. So what happens is it catches on the round of our forehead. So I'm going to take my bronzer, pardon my big arm, and I'm going to swirl right on the area where light is reflecting off Lori most because that's where she's going to get color first, right here. And then I'm going to sweep this down this way. Now you see right now I'm going over the cream blush, so I am muddying it just a little bit. I think that's okay, but if the blush becomes too muddy, then the face looks muddy. So I might add a little more powder blush just on top of this after I do the powder bronzer. So I always say, see I'm doing this so nicely, turn towards me. I'm going to make sure I get this even on both sides. So here and then down to here. Notice I'm going again on the shelf of the cheekbone. Why? This is where light, you can see all the light bouncing off of Lori's cheekbone right here off the shelf. This is where light's going to hit you first, so that's where you're going to get color first. You're not going to get color here. You're not going to get color down here. So if you put bronzer there, you look like you're wearing bronzer. See, so it's just a nice soft wrap and then down the what I call the shelf of the cheekbone. Now, I do say the heart is off limits. So after you do, turn towards the camera, after you bring your chin down, after you look right there, after you do the eyes and lips, I like to keep this zone off limits. This zone right, oh, come on Chris, get it right. Just like that. No makeup inside except for bronzer. Bronzer, we break the rule because we naturally get color within the heart zone when we get first color. And that's what I like to think of this as, first color. So here's her beautiful bronzer this way, going on gorgeous. And you'll see that it really isn't like, I'm not hitting her with the bronzer stick. She's just starting to glow. She's starting to warm up a little bit, just like this. So this is primary, what we're doing here, primary. Secondary, right down the blade of the nose and a touch on the chin, because that's where we're going to get some color. Gosh darn it. Primary, where the light catches first, down the shelf of the cheekbone. Secondary here. Don't do too much. You want this to win. You want the bronzer out here to be the thing that sort of sets the tone for your skin. Bring your chin down. Take a look straight ahead. So you can see how you've warmed up so nicely. It looks really pretty, and it's super simple. And it doesn't look wrong. Turn away from me, please. Turn your chin away from me. No bronzer down here. Okay, that's it. You don't tan here first. You put bronzer here. You just look like you're wearing makeup instead of fresh, relaxed, glowing. You know, that kind of person, which is what I know I want to be, and I'm sure Lori wants to be too. So let's talk about powder blush now. Powder blush is a different animal in the sense that with cream blush, we're going to do it before the bronzer, but I like to do the powder blush after the bronzer. So I'm going to use the other cheek for the powder bronzer, and come back here for me. And here's the line again, right? That's the line. No blush is allowed inside that line, but if you want to make it look its best, it's going to start right outside that line, right there. I know it's tricky. Don't go here. Now, the reason why you don't want to go there is it'll just start to compete with the eye for attention. So when people look at you, they're like, oh, eyes, cheek, makeup, what do I look at? When it's clean and clear there, your eyes pop more, and then the blush accentuates and, in fact, sort of frames and supports the eye. And isn't that a lovely thing? So I'm going to use a color today on Lori, and if any of you have a skin tone near Lori's, this is the blush you want. It's called Mango Glow. She gorgeous. She's a good little mix of warm and cool. Every time you put it on, you're going to feel better. Mango Glow. It's one of our powder blushes. Oh, by the way, the cream blush we used on Miss Lori today was called Cameo Pink. Oh, let me show you something cool about Cameo Pink. I just put some on my finger. Open your mouth just slightly, and you can. Now, this is also a stain, so you can put that on your cheeks, and then you can pat just a little bit on your lip. What the heck not? And now you got this nice little, rub a little bit your lips together. So now you got this kind of long-lasting cream color that's going to look great. I'm freezing up over there. It's okay. All right.
What do I do?
It's fine. All right, so we're going to move on. I'm going to check one thing in our control room here just to make sure that we're all copacetic. It looks like we might have
we have a chat.
Yeah. Let me see something here. Okay, hold on for a second. So just hang with us just for 1 second. I want to make sure the stream is good. When I say stream, I mean the video feed that you guys are getting.
Ooh.
Oh, no worries. It's my stupid computer. Who cares?
Who cares?
All right, moving on. Mango Glow. Same brush I used for the bronzer, and the same way we're going to apply the blush like we did the bronzer. Do you remember that? I'll repeat. So here's the beautiful pan of colors. Where is she? Right here. Mango Glow. I know it doesn't look very glamorous right now, but wait till you see it on. I'm going to take my brush. I'm going to go pat, pat, pat. See what I'm doing? Pat, pat, pat. No swirly swirl, pat, pat, pat. So I get the color just on the tip of the brush. Okay? Pat, pat, pat. That's it. Now this technique is called 3, 2, 1. It's so simple and so awesome. Because what it does is it simulates the way our skin naturally flushes. But we're gonna control where we put it so that it also heightens our attention to your eye. So turn towards me, come back just a little bit, drop your chin just a touch. Here's the heart line right here, right outside. So right outside the heart line, on the shelf of the cheekbone again. For on the shelf, I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, and then I'm gonna go 1, 2, then I'm gonna go 1. So it's 3, then right behind it, 1, 2, and then 1. Now, every time I do that, the color is gradually growing outward from her skin. It's building outward. Rather than putting stuff on and blending it down, boom, 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 let me soften that down, then you're just spreading stuff out on the face, and that's what it looks like. You spreaded stuff out on your face, but instead, this looks like the color is pushing up out of your skin, like your skin is producing that color. Doesn't that sound better? It does to me. So just like this, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. And then turn back the other way for me. And I'm going to touch up a little bit more here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. Dangerously close to the heart line, right? Now just slowly turn your head left to right for us so we can just see the new color. Super pretty. Yeah, that's Mango Glow. It's one of my favorite colors. Okay, hold on for a second. I got my, sorry, I'm screaming in your ear here.
That's all right. I did see a live chat there.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to get back to my events, and I'm going to just check something out here. Let's go here. All right, so we're caught up. Is there...
Ms. Alexander.
What does she have to say?
Ms. Alexander is going to Mexico for 3 weeks. How lucky is she? And she's asking how she updates her blush and bronzer color.
Oh, well, and if this is the Miss Alexander that I know and love and appreciate so much, with a darker skin tone, you need a much pigment color, or else it's not going to show up. It's going to look ashy. So make sure when you go shopping for those colors that you get colors with high pigment. So let me just give you an example. Of all my blush colors, you see this one down here that just sticks out as super, super bright, right? Most people go, get that thing away from me right now. But on Ms. Alexander, it's going to look amazing because it's a rich pigment, and on a higher intensity skin tone, a darker skin tone, that color is going to show. The other thing, though, Ms. Alexander, that you're going to want to do to really show the contrast is you really have to go in the opposite direction. You need to work with some gold highlights on the shelf of your cheekbone. Don't bury the skin down with more bronzer because, you know, dark on dark just gets dark. So what's going to look really pretty on you is if you do your bronzer. I'm going to demonstrate on fair-skinned Lori, but I think you'll understand. Turn this way for me. Instead of going on the shelf, I want you to go directly onto your cheekbone with your bronzer, directly onto it this way. And that will give us room to then put a highlight color up on the shelf of the cheekbone. And when I say highlight, don't go like one or two colors lighter, really go lighter. Because if you don't create contrast, nothing's going to happen on your skin. So let me see what I got here as a highlight color. Um, I have a couple of cool things. This is just a gold, right? And then so the gold, and now I'm not doing 3-2-1 anymore on this. I'm just going to run that highlight right on the shelf of that cheekbone. This is gold. Turn a little bit more. And so it's going to catch a lot of light. The gold's here and the darker colors are right there. And how funny, I thought this question might come up. The other thing, Ms. Alexander, that might look totally awesome on you is a luminizer. Now I have three. One's pink, one's bronze, and one is gold. So if you just want your skin to have an overall bronziness, hey, like the glasses, overall bronziness to them, this is really cool. You can mix it with your foundation or your moisturizer, and it just casts a nice little glowy bronzy thing. And that's heaven. Now, but for you, Ms. Alexander, that color is not going to really serve your purpose as much as my gold luminizer, because it's lighter. So let me put some on my hand. Ooh, gold. See that little dot of love right there? So I'm going to take this and turn towards me and and drop your chin for me. And then I'm going to put gold on the shelf of her cheekbone. Now I didn't do dot, 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 and I am, because it's kind of liquidy, I'm going to put this on top of her cheekbone. So this higher contrast, come back to center and turn your head a little bit. You can see that little gold starting to pop off that cheekbone. Come back this way a little bit more, and let's cup it up in the temple a little bit. So you get that darker color on the right on the crown of the cheekbone, where the cheekbone crests. And then you have the gold right above it. There it is. Stay right there. Lean into the camera with that cheek. So you see the darker color on the cheekbone, and then that beautiful gold highlight happening right above it. Turn back towards the camera. And that, wow. I hope that answered your question. And guess what? Today's winner for the featured product is going to be Ms. Alexander.
Hey.
Now, what I mean by that is the featured product was my Sun-Kissed Bronze. But again, if it is the Miss Alexander that I know so well, I'm going to give you the gold luminizer instead. But if it's not, and I'm totally mistaken, well, then you will get the featured size of my bronzing powder, because it's so cool too. So since it looks like we have more questions coming in, not at the moment. So here's what I'm going to suggest that all of you do that are watching or that are going to watch this later, because some of you can't watch this live, but of course this is going to be on YouTube, so you can just watch it anytime. Remember that you can suggest episode topics, right? Tell us what interests you. Type it in to the live chat, but now it's too late because we're almost done. So you're going to email it to me at info@makeupgourmet.com. Now, if we choose to use your topic, then guess what? You get the featured product that we use for the episode that you suggest. So today, a young lady from Northern California suggested this episode topic, so she's going to win the travel size Sun-Kissed Bronze, and then Miss Alexander is going to win one just for chiming in with live chat during our show. You see how easy it is to win here? And the other thing to remember, that all the time that this is going on, all of you are still going to be able to receive a 20% cart discount until midnight tonight. So if you see stuff you like and you didn't win, but you watch this a little bit later tonight, if I were you, I'd go in and I'd grab that sucker. But my question is, wouldn't you like to be on Makeup Gourmet Live? I think I would like to be on Makeup Gourmet Live. So anyway, I'm in San Francisco. So if you live near or if you're visiting San Francisco and you want to be a model, send me an email to the same email, info@makeupgourmet.com. So what I want to know is, I air every Tuesday at 6 p.m. So what are the best dates for you? Just a current photo, so you get an idea of your look, because I like to mix up the ethnicity and the ages of my models as much as possible. And I want to know your biggest makeup challenge. Because if you appear on the show, what I want to do is I want to make that the topic of the show. That way you're kind of getting a lot of, what is that? 2 birds, 1 stone, but that's like really hurting birds, isn't it? Anyway, you're going to benefit if you show up, so that's going to be good. I think that's about all I have to tell you. So, everything that I'm sharing with you right now is all in my number one best-selling book, Face for the Heart. It's available at Amazon.com. And what's cool is if you can buy it from my website, and I make more money if you buy it from my website. But if you buy it from Amazon, you also get a free ebook with every paperback purchase. So if you like ebooks as well, then that's the way to go. It is an Amazon bestseller. In fact, just this morning, as I was making these slides, there's my book, Amazon bestsellers, and I'm couched between Bobby Brown and Kevin O'Quan, right there. So currently today I was at number 4 for the best-selling book in cosmetics on Amazon. Now, that's pretty cool. And this is I think my book is now 2 years old, but it could be 3 years old. I don't remember.
Yes.
When did my book come out?
I don't know.
You don't know? Well,
It's
Lori,
the Bible.
What?
It's a Bible.
Do you own it?
I own it, and it is just the most fabulous book in terms of technique and bringing out your natural beauty. I love it. It's well explained.
Is there any technique that you specifically really like?
I love the whole concept of the heart and where you apply things and how you really bring out that natural part of you. I loved the eyeliner and eyebrow sections because those are challenging areas.
And they work.
And you made it a very intimidating area, very user-friendly and very easy to follow.
Well, that's very kind of you to say.
I'm a believer.
I appreciate that. I just checked the interior of the book. I went to here, like that magic page. Well, that's not the page. 2014 was when this book came out. So I still feel very, very lucky because it is now 3 years since this book came out. And this morning, it sits between Bobby Brown and Kevin O'Quan. And I'm not saying, wow, Chris, you're really cool. What I'm saying is I lucked out in terms of being able to communicate techniques on how you can do your makeup better and how you can feel more like yourself when you put makeup on, because that's what makeup should do. It should help you see yourself more clearly and help others see you more clearly. I came up with a line a couple weeks ago that I really love. Can we use makeup to uncover who we are rather than cover who we are? And I think all the techniques in here really help out. So anyway, I know it's a big push, but
it's worth it.
It's a valuable asset. And if you're like struggling with your, I would say now's the time. So that's it. So next week's topic, let's find out what next week's topic is. Oh, we don't know. It's to be determined. It's based on the. It's based on what what topics are suggested to us between now and then. And so usually by Thursday, I'll get some good requests, and then I'll pick one and use it for next week's topic. Was there anything else that we wanted to share?
Just that Ms. Alexander is the Ms. Alexander, and she's thrilled. She says, "Yay!
Yay!
It's me." So,
yeah. Well, she is. Trust me, Trina. She's all heart. In fact, she has a yoga studio in Oakland called Yoga Love, and they are awesome. So if you're a person who appreciates sort of feeling better, because this is this makeup helps you feel better when you look better, and with yoga, of course, you feel better when you feel better. So. You feel better. So if I were you, I would, if you're interested, and trust me, this wasn't planned, but it is a plug because I just visited her studio for the first time last week and was highly impressed with sort of the piece. The minute I entered into her studio and really what they offer is really, it's no nonsense. You want some yoga? We got some yoga. And they have great teachers that are coming in, traveling, that come in to do some special workshops. So Yoga Love in Oakland, if I were you, I'd look it up.
Good for the skin.
Well, we want to thank you again so much for being part of our show today. We look forward to seeing you next week. And so from myself and from
Lori, you want to be a model. You definitely want to be a model.
You do.
learn so much.
It's kind of fun.
It's so fun.
So we look forward to seeing you next week, and thank you so much for tuning in.